Okay, we're stitching billets. Actually, we're stitching a billet because I already got the other side done. But I figured I don't really need to show stitching both sides because it's the same thing. I am using 1mm braided flat cord. It's polyester. Good stuff. Don't ask me what brand it is because I don't know. Now, when I do my stitching, I always like to start and end my stitch where I think it'll get the least amount of stress. So I'm going to start and end my stitch at this end because this end will get more stress on it because that's that's the end that's your buckle. I'm going to start right about here and pull my thread on through. Now, as you can see, this is already glued on. I figured I didn't have to cover gluing it, and I've got all my stitch holes punched. But I will say, to glue it, I use contact cement. Ta-da! Tanner's Bond. So let's get to stitching this thing. Got my cord through, got it even up. Put that in there. Second needle goes on top, and the second stitch goes underneath the first one. Give it a little tug, make sure I didn't pierce it, and snug it on down. Now, the thing about leather is if you pre-punch your holes, they will tend to close up, but that's a feature about leather that makes it desirable to punch your holes this way instead of drilling them or using some kind of a hole punch that removes leather, is that the leather will close in around the thread and make for a better stitch line. This is going to be a double layer belt, so what I'm doing is I'm going to go ahead and stitch these on before I attach the second layer. That way the stitch will be on the inside and it'll make for a cleaner look. Okay, that goes in. Got to wallow it around a little bit because, like I said, the holes do tend to close up. Because when you punch them, and I mean not with a hole punch, but with this kind of a punch. This kind of a punch does not remove leather, but it gets in there, it puts a hole in, and then it pushes the fibers aside. And like I said, the fibers will tend to want to close back together, and that actually holds the thread. Now, I've been having problems with my gimpy hand lately, so this is going to be a little bit slower than I'd like, but I can still stitch. Bracing it up helps. Anyway, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, and we'll be back. Just thought I'd show you all this real quick. I'm still putting the second one underneath the first as I come around the corner here. But what will happen is as it comes around here, I'm going to switch it around and put the second one on top of the first. And what that'll do is when I'm stitching it, the thread is sitting at an angle, and that will keep a consistent angle all the way around this piece. It doesn't help with the strength or anything like that, but since the stitching is so noticeable on leatherwork like this, it's just part of the aesthetics. It's just you know, one of those details that make it look a little prettier. Like on this, getting that consistent angle on the stitch line helps to it enhances the appearance. So in fact, on this one I used a contrasting thread to the black just to bring out that stitch line a little bit. On this one I'm using a beige thread, a beige or a tan, I forget what it's called, but it's kind of, you know, like a brownish color. Okay, I'll just call it brownish. But like I said, when I come around the corner here and I'm stitching away from myself now, doing the same thing, I'm putting the second needle on top of the first needle, turning it, but I'm leaving the second needle on top, and the second stitch is going on top of the first stitch. Pull that snug, don't have to strangle it, just give it a little tug. Going in, I'm going to waller it around a little bit just to open that hole to make it a little easier. Second needle on top, second stitch on top of the first. Give this a tug, make sure I didn't pierce it. And then I'll just continue on. We're getting toward the end here, and I'm getting ready to do my back stitch. Now, I've come around the corner again, and I'm coming back toward myself. So I'm back to putting the second stitch under the first stitch. For the reasons explained previously. That's the end of our stitch line. And now it's time to start doing our back stitch. What happens when you're doing your back stitch is you're stuffing a lot of thread in that little hole. So I keep my smooth jaw, flat nose pliers handy just to help pull the needle through if I need it. Alright, I'm going to start going back this way. Doing it the same way, put it in the hole. I wallowed it around a little bit just to open it up a little. It'll close up. Now I'm putting the second one on top, so the angle on my back stitch will match the angle of the thread that's already there. There we go. Same thing here. Push on through, give it a tug, that's good. And on around till we come around the other end. How many stitches? I don't know. And this one is probably going to be about 5 stitches just to give it a consistent look around the end there. Well, come back toward me, so you know what that means. Second one's going to go underneath. And let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I should end it right about there. Yeah, because that'll be even. And that's what I want. Okay, now the last one is only going to go in from this side. Pull that needle on. This is where I'm going to need my pliers. Give them a straight pull. If you pull it at an angle, there's a chance you could break your needle. They're not expensive, but still. All right. Take my scissors, cut it off. Leaving about, can y'all see that? about that much. Oh, there we go. About that much sticking out. And I'll just take a lighter, burn the ends of it. That'll melt them down. And there's your stitch line. Matches the one on the other end. Ugh, that's a thick belt. There you go. Now the way I position my billets is I put them at the end of the strap. This one will go at the end there. This one will go where the fold is on the end of the billet. There you go, like that. And that's how those get positioned. Next up, I'm going to glue these two pieces together, and we'll see how far I get with that one. See y'all next time.